You were born with everything you need. You just need to awaken. There is a universal truth that many of us overlook. You were born with everything you need to build the life of your dreams. I'm not talking about something mystical or intangible, but something much deeper and more real. I'm talking about your mind, your heart, your ability to create, learn, and grow. You already possess within you the tools, the resources, and the power to transform any obstacle into an opportunity. But, like a seed buried beneath layers of dark soil, that power remains dormant until you decide to awaken it. And here we are today looking directly at this truth, ready to awaken. Imagine for a moment Thomas Edison in the dim light of his laboratory, surrounded by thousands of failed attempts. He wasn't just an inventor, he was an architect of human possibilities. Every light bulb that didn't light up wasn't a failure, but an indispensable step on the path to illuminating the world. He knew that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Just like you, Edison was born with everything he needed: curiosity, determination, and the ability to learn from every mistake. What set him apart, however, was his ability to see beyond the immediate, to uncover hidden potential where others only saw loss. And that's exactly what we must do now. Open our eyes to the extraordinary that already lies within us. Mindset is the first step on this journey. It's like the compass that guides the ship. If it points toward fear, doubt, or scarcity, the destination will always be uncertain. But if you adjust that compass toward growth, abundance, and unwavering belief in your potential, then the path becomes inevitably clear. The right mindset begins with the daily choice to see challenges as opportunities in disguise. Think of Walt Disney, who was fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination. Imagine how absurd that sounds today when we think of a man who redefined the way the world dreams. He didn't change the world because he was lucky or had innate talent. He changed it because his mindset was unbreakable. He believed that the impossible was just a temporary word, a boundary meant to be crossed. But mindset alone isn't enough. To truly awaken, you need to cultivate absolute faith in yourself. Faith isn't a matter of religion or superstition. It's a deep, visceral conviction that you have the power to shape your destiny. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate, didn't start out as a rich man. He began as a poor immigrant youth working in factories, facing hardships many would consider insurmountable. Yet he carried with him an unshakable faith in his ability to thrive. That faith wasn't naive, it was strategic. He knew that every purposeful step brought him closer to his ultimate goal. And it was that faith that led him to build an empire, not just for himself, but to inspire millions across generations. That faith in yourself must be fueled by clarity. Without clarity, we are like driftwood, moved by the winds of distraction and indecision. Think of Henry Ford, who revolutionized the automotive industry with his vision of mass production. He wasn't just building cars, he was building a future where everyone would have access to mobility. His clarity was so powerful that he managed to transform a simple idea into a force that changed society. Of course, he faced doubts, criticism, and even sabotage, but he never lost sight of his goal. Clarity is the lighthouse that guides your actions, that gives meaning to your decisions. When you know exactly what you want, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. And then comes vision. Vision isn't just about dreaming of the future. It's about seeing it with such vividness that it feels like it already exists. Abraham Lincoln, a man who overcame countless adversities, had a clear vision of a united and free America. He could visualize that future, even when the present seemed plunged into chaos and war. His vision was so strong that it sustained him through the darkest moments. He knew that progress isn't always linear, that there are days when you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But he also knew that as long as he kept his vision alive, the outcome was inevitable. Vision is the fuel that powers your journey, that transforms the abstract into the concrete. However, vision without purpose is like a car without an engine. Purpose is what gives meaning to what you do, the why that transcends the what. Steve Jobs didn't create Apple just to manufacture tech products. He created Apple to change the world. That purpose was so powerful that it attracted people who shared his passion, who believed in the same vision. When you find your purpose, you're not just working, you're living. You're not just completing tasks. You're accomplishing something greater than yourself. Purpose is what makes you get up every day with renewed energy, even when the road is tough. Discipline is the next step, and perhaps the hardest. It's easy to feel motivated for a few minutes, hours, or even days, but discipline is what sustains your journey when motivation fades. Discipline yourself to act, even when there's no applause, even when no one is watching. Discipline yourself to stay focused, even when the world tries to distract you. Discipline yourself to keep learning, to keep improving. Madame C.J. Walker, the first African-American woman to become a millionaire in the United States, didn't achieve success by chance. She disciplined herself to work endless hours, to study, to experiment until she found the perfect formula for her hair products. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality, effort into results. And yet action is the culmination of it all. Without action, all the other pieces of the puzzle are useless. Napoleon Hill wrote about this in Think and Grow Rich. Knowledge without application is like a map that's never used. You can have the right mindset, unwavering faith, clarity, vision, purpose, and discipline, but none of it will matter if you don't put it all into practice. Action is what makes the world turn, what transforms ideas into impact. Rosa Parks didn't change history because she had a brilliant idea. She changed it because she had the courage to act, to refuse to give up her seat on a segregated bus. Her action inspired millions and accelerated the fight for civil rights. Gratitude is the soil where all these qualities flourish. When you're grateful, you recognize the value of what you already have, which opens up space to receive more. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's an attitude, a way of life. Oprah Winfrey, who overcame a childhood marked by poverty and abuse, attributes much of her success to gratitude. She learned to be grateful for small victories, for lessons learned, for the people who crossed her path. This gratitude transformed her mindset, expanded her vision, and strengthened her resilience. Resilience is what keeps us standing when the world tries to knock us down. It's the ability to adapt, reinvent, and keep moving forward, even when the ground seems to crumble beneath us. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in draconian prisons, deprived of freedom, subjected to inhumane conditions. But he emerged not as a victim, but as a leader whose resilience inspired an entire nation. He knew that true power isn't about avoiding falls, it's about getting back up every time you fall. Resilience is what turns adversity into a springboard. Adaptability is the key to thriving in a constantly changing world. The most successful people aren't those who resist change. They're the ones who embrace change as an opportunity for growth. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, started by selling books online, but he adapted his vision to embrace new technologies and markets. He understood that success isn't about clinging to a single idea, it's about evolving continuously. Adaptability is what allows us to navigate the waves of time, turning challenges into advantages. Finally, continuous learning is what ensures our journey never ends. Learning is like breathing. Without it, we stop growing. Albert Einstein, one of history's greatest geniuses, once said, "A mind that is stretched by a new idea never returns to its original dimensions." Learning expands our horizons, broadens our possibilities, and keeps us connected to the infinite flow of knowledge. When you adopt learning as a lifestyle, you become unstoppable. So here we are at the end of this narrative, but not at the end of your journey. You were born with everything you need to conquer the extraordinary. Now it's up to you to awaken that power. Look within yourself, into the vast ocean of potential. That lies dormant. See it, feel it, embrace it. And when you decide to act, know that the entire universe will be ready to respond. Because the universe doesn't expect you to be perfect. It expects you to be brave. Courage to believe, to act, to persevere. And when you take that step, the impossible will begin to unfold before you. This is your moment. This is your awakening.